There are dozens of passive income methods mentioned online. They can be categorized into 5 asset classes that can generate a continuous stream of cash flow, in other words, passive income. Before we begin, let's establish 2 points of consensus. First, passive income is not about getting something for nothing. Second, passive income is not a quick path to wealth. It is like having a money tree that requires our nurturing. Over time, it will bear fruit continuously. Alright, let's get started. I will analyze these methods from 4 dimensions: difficulty of entry, operational costs, expected returns, and risk level.
I will also explain which of the so-called passive income methods are actually misleading.
The first category of passive income methods is stock investment. There are typically 3 options that can serve as passive income streams. The first is suitable for all beginners, which is index funds. I've explained in a previous video. Let's discuss the other 2 choices: dividend stocks and growth stocks. The preference between these options depends on your financial goals and risk tolerance. When you invest in stocks, you're essentially purchasing shares of a company. So, when you own dividend stocks, you receive these payments periodically. It's essential to choose strong and financially healthy companies that have a history of profitability when considering dividend stocks. I personally prefer another type, growth stocks, and it constitutes the largest portion of my passive income portfolio. These stocks in industries with continuous growth demands and are typically high growth companies. Each person may have their own preferred industries based on familiarity and expertise. Since Q1 2023, I have heavily invested in artificial intelligence stocks. Since I consider AI mega models are bound to become new infrastructure, I plan to hold onto them despite fluctuations. Meanwhile, my primary school kids continue to hold the toy and stationery stocks they believe in, and their performance this year has also been impressive. Then what about the risks? If you act hastily without understanding what you're doing, that's where the real danger lies. If you're interested, you can check my previous video where I emphasize Warren Buffett's fundamental principles and the classic figures of value investing, along with their seminal books. However, there's a warning here. Due to my work, I've witnessed many sad cases, so I would stress that you must invest in stocks with disposable income. This means, first, do not borrow to invest. Second, do not embezzle money for other purposes, including buying house money or children's education money. Now, let's proceed with the ratings. Difficulty of entry, 2 stars. Starting to invest in stocks is relatively easy, requiring only a brokerage account to purchase stocks. Operating costs, 3 stars. For successful stock investing, it's essential to pay not only commissions and potential management fees, but also to invest more time and effort in researching, analyzing, and selecting quality and robust companies or those with growth potential. Expected returns, dividend stocks, 3 stars. Growth stocks, 4 stars. The expected returns for growth stocks are generally higher. These stocks have the potential for capital appreciation. Risk level, dividend stocks, 3 stars. The risk is relatively low as they often represent mature companies with stable profits and cash flows. However, stock prices may still fluctuate during market volatility. Growth stocks, 4 stars. The risk is higher. They typically represent higher growth and higher risk companies. Market expectations for their future performance can fluctuate, leading to significant price volatility. The second category of passive income methods is real estate investment. One of my clients said his business didn't make money, but his factory experienced 2 relocations in 5 years, and he got $29 million compensation in total. Another client, in 2000, sold a small apartment in New York and bought a 200 square meter apartment for $60,000 in Shanghai, China. Before returning to the United States in 2016, he sold the Shanghai property for $5 million. The author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, personal finance expert Dave Ramsey, The Undercover Billionaire, Glenn Stearns, and Grant Cardone are all big fans of real estate. You can buy properties and rent them out, becoming a landlord who collects rent from tenants. If the rental income from tenants can cover your loan repayments, that's great. It won't put pressure on your cash flow. Or you can invest in REITs, real estate investment trusts, which are specialized companies that own and manage properties like apartments, offices, or shopping centers. You become a partial owner, and they share their earnings with you, allowing you to earn from them without purchasing entire properties. Difficulty of entry, 3 stars. Investing in physical real estate requires a high initial capital. Investing in REITs has a lower barrier to entry. Operating costs, 3 stars. This includes the time, effort, and financial costs of managing and maintaining properties such as repairs, maintenance, and rental management. Poor management can lead to increased costs or reduced rental income. Expected returns, 3 stars. You can receive rental income and potential property appreciation. Rental income can be stable and property values may have the opportunity to appreciate. Risk level, 3 stars. Real estate is typically a relatively illiquid asset as it takes time to sell and market conditions can affect selling prices. Tenants' potential inability to pay rent or defaults could be a concern. When investing in REITs, investors should assess potential risks by the quality of the underlying real estate portfolio, the financial status of tenants, and the management team's experience. The third type of passive income method is intellectual property. This includes patents, trademarks, proprietary technologies, and the copyright of works like books, music, art, videos, and business secrets, such as formulas. Why is this important? If you own these things, you can earn money without actively doing anything, i.e. Dream's merchandise. I want to say, no matter he reveals his face or not, he's doing great work. Or a YouTube channel like Kurzgesagt, which my kids and I all love. We not only watch all of its videos, but also purchase its books and merchandise. Authoring a book or building a brand can generate consistent monthly income from sales. This is how intellectual property offers you a stable revenue stream. You can also engage in crowdfunding and invest in other innovative concepts. However, similar to the real estate investments discussed earlier, it's vital to conduct comprehensive due diligence on your investment prospects and avoid going all in. Difficulty of entry, 2 stars. Creating intellectual property such as patents, copyrights, trademarks, or proprietary technologies may require some legal and industry knowledge, making the initial steps relatively challenging. However, for certain creative works, writing, illustration, the start may be relatively straightforward. Operating costs, 2 stars. Once intellectual property is set up, you'll primarily focus on maintaining, protecting, and licensing the rights, often without significant costs. There could be added legal expenses in specific scenarios, such as the upkeep and safeguarding of patents. Expected returns, 4 stars. If you can successfully license or sell your intellectual property, you may achieve long-term passive income. Of course, there will be an incubation period at the beginning. Risk level, 3 stars. Risks in the intellectual property field vary depending on the situation. Some risks include infringement lawsuits, market demand fluctuations, technology obsolescence, or legal changes. The fourth method is businesses. As long as you create a self-sustaining system, you won't need to be actively involved. There are 2 subtypes: sales-based businesses like e-commerce, SaaS products, and online course sales. Rental-based businesses such as Airbnb, car rentals, and smaller ventures like bike rentals, or, as I've seen, Medela rentals. You've either created or acquired these products to deliver value, and by establishing systems, you can repeatedly sell or rent them at very low or even zero marginal costs. This enables you to consistently leverage the earnings. For example, Tim Ferriss, the author of The 4-Hour Workweek, prior to writing books, he had built a successful e-commerce system for health supplements by outsourcing various business processes, and later the business was acquired for a nice price. Similarly, Gary Brewer, the founder of BuiltWith, single-handedly supported the core business and earned nearly $15 million annually. In today's tech-savvy world, it's easier to create thriving one-person businesses using automation and online platforms. Difficulty of entry, 3 stars. Starting a business typically requires planning, resources, and knowledge. Some might be relatively easy to start, while others may require more research and preparation. However, a validated profit model is a must before significant investment. Operating costs, 4 stars. Running a business involves considering various costs, including employee wages, rent, inventory, advertising, marketing, and more, depending on the nature and scale of the business. These costs can be high and, in some cases, potentially fatal. Expected returns 4 stars. Some businesses can yield stable and substantial income but require time to establish. Risk level 4 stars. Successful businesses can bring high returns, but failed businesses may result in financial loss and even debt. Entrepreneurship can be very challenging. The fifth passive income method I want to discuss is annuities. An annuity is essentially a financial arrangement between you and an insurance company. You pay a sum of money up front, and in return, the insurance company promises to provide you with regular payments akin to a salary at a later date. Annuities can be valuable because they offer a dependable income source during your retirement years when you're no longer actively working. Difficulty of entry 2 stars. Initiating an annuity plan usually requires an initial investment, such as purchasing annuity insurance or setting up a personal annuity account. This might demand some financial knowledge and decision-making, but it's relatively easier to set up compared to certain other investments. Operating costs 3 stars. Annuity plans typically involve fees such as insurance costs or management fees, which can affect expected returns. It's crucial to consider expenses related to management and investment. Expected returns 2 stars. Annuities usually offer a stable retirement income, resulting in relatively predictable expected returns. However, their returns may be lower than other investments, such as stocks or funds. This is because, in the investment world, lower risk typically corresponds to lower returns. Risk level 2 stars. Annuities are generally perceived as low-risk retirement savings tools since they offer a stable pension income. However, they do come with the risk of not keeping up with inflation. Over time, the purchasing power of your annuity might be eroded by inflation. Annuities are particularly suitable for those seeking a steady retirement income. Nevertheless, investors should carefully consider various retirement options, including annuities, stocks, funds, and more, to design the most suitable retirement plan for your unique circumstances.
Then you might wonder why I didn't mention P2P lending. Well, P2P aka peer-to-peer lending.
Initially, this appears to be a traditional method of earning money dating back to ancient Babylon, following the saying, "The rich earn interest, the poor pay it." It seems that online platforms allow us to lend our spare cash to those in need, earning extra income through interest payments. However, in reality, P2P lending hasn't been beneficial to either lenders or borrowers. I've worked in banking, and then during my fintech days, I encountered client companies in P2P lending. Typically, P2P borrowers are individuals who don't meet traditional bank credit criteria, resulting in default rates about 10 times higher than banks. The high interest rate is compensation for the high risk. Even if you diversify your investments across many different borrowers to avoid putting all your eggs in one basket, P2P lending terms usually extend over 3 to 5 years. During this period, not only do you experience significant liquidity constraints, but many P2P platforms have encountered default crises, and some are even Ponzi schemes, is a fraudulent investment scheme that promises high returns to investors but pays those returns using the capital of new investors rather than legitimate profits. You focus on their interest while they focus on your principal. Some malicious borrowers borrow from multiple P2P platforms simultaneously, then vanish. Others become increasingly reliant on borrowing, developing addictions, and sinking deeper into financial troubles. In the end, it leads to a double loss situation and places a burden on society. Thus, safeguarding your principal is paramount. As the saying goes, a gentleman does not stand under a dangerous wall. The same principles apply to various financial derivatives. Always remember that risk and reward are aligned. Speculation does not fall within the scope of investing and passive income discussions. That's it. If you have any questions or topics you'd like to learn more about, feel free to leave a comment in the section below. It's essential to conduct thorough research for significant decisions and, when needed, consult a financial advisor. Always weigh the risks and rewards of each investment carefully. There are no get-rich-quick schemes. Establishing stable and reliable income streams relies on patience, diligence, and solid financial strategies. This enables you to lead the life you desire without fretting about economic uncertainties. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please remember to subscribe, like, and share it with your family and friends.